Well, I was just wrong today. Hey, fellow traders, it's Black Coffee Trader. It is Tuesday, April the 21st, and I had a pretty ugly red day today. Only traded my take profit and lucid accounts, so good thing is we stayed away from Apex. But yeah, I took a $700 loss on my take profits and a $600 loss, $617 loss on my lucid. So I was just wrong again. That's really the long and the short of today. Is I was just consistently wrong, and I'm not that dissatisfied with the trades I took. For the most part, I did take good trades. The problem was I kept taking the trade when it was clear that it wasn't working, and I think that's the biggest takeaway from today. Yeah, just I was wrong. I mean, this market, we had a pop in the morning and we sold off. I missed the morning. I was not able to trade the morning, so really traded that kind of the late morning session and just wrong. I took a lot of trades, probably borderline tilt, and somewhere here on a really nice setup here in the afternoon on the Dow Jones. I mean, this is about as textbook as you get it. You get a break below prior day low, and you get a beautiful hold. I mean, look at the hold we have right there. You have a wick holding to the T right to that prior day low. You have a red candle, and it didn't play. I took the short, and it just simply squeezed higher, and then we had another rejection. But that was just kind of the final straw. And by that point, I was down too far. I was like, yeah, I am way past where I should be trading. It's not working today. That's all there is to it. But like this specific trade here, this entry, you can't be too critical. It's perfect. It's just perfect. It just simply didn't work. And I just kept on taking trades today that just didn't work. Very disappointing one here. Here we had a break and retest as well. This is one that I should have stayed in. But at this point, this is on the take profit trader accounts. I was down quite a bit, and so I was a little bit wary of having another loss. But on this break and retest rejection of this area right here around the 49,620s, notice these couple candle wicks rejecting. Took this entry right here on this red candle, added into the trade here. And we had this little candle pushing higher. At this point, I was in with a lot of size. And I was really looking for this to continue rejecting, and it just didn't. It was just holding, and this candle pushed higher, and I killed the trade. Took a small loss there, but would I have held? I mean, it did dip, but it probably would have came back up and stopped me out break even before it ran. So it was a difficult day. It was just a very difficult day. I'm not going to bore you with going through all the trades. It would take too much time, and then yeah. On ES, I took a lot of trades on Take Profit Trader on ES. Again, I was looking for this low of day. This is the last 2 days lows. Here's the Monday low, which is yesterday. Here's the Friday low. Looks like we were holding the level. We came right down to it. We pushed out of 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 it. And we finally rolled over through it. We pushed back out of it again. Took that last trade on Lucid trying to see if that would go, and it just didn't work as well. So it was a difficult day, but the problem is I took too many shots right here. I took too many shots looking for upside, and it was just not working. It was just rejecting. So that's the critique. That's on me. Taking the first shot or two, not a problem, but I think I entered this trade like 3 times. So yeah, it was just one of those days. It is what it is. There's not a lot to talk about. In the morning session, looked like we had a hold, or when I got to trade, but looked like we had a break and retest above PDH. That is a trade I'd love to take. That is a trade that typically, if the market gets above prior day high, we tend to stay in that. About 60% of the time we stay above it. Today was one of the 40% that does not, and did take a loss there. That was actually on the Lucid accounts. Also had a couple of pre-market Lucid trades here. A little trap above the Friday high, and we broke the all-time highs, trapped right there, and got stopped out. So yeah, that's kind of how the day went. So thankfully it's not worse. We can definitely come back from this, but definitely did some damage. So that's a little bit frustrating. Here's the stats for today. 3,500, pretty red on the day, only a 9% win rate. I had 1 winning trade. Average win to loss is fine. The problem is it's too many losses, and I've noticed that as of late. It seems sometimes I get into that little run where I just have too many losses, and there's times. There were a couple of trades today where I could have got out with some profit, and I didn't take it and got stop break even. I know one trade, I forget where it was, but I was up like 300 or so on the trade and didn't take profit and ended up getting stopped out break even. There's my winning trade. break and retest on the Russell. And again, this is just, nice little trade, $200 some, but really didn't get the full continuation. It was just a choppy, slow bleed. It was a good trade, but I forget where that trade was. I'm trying to remember really quickly. I don't recall, but anyway, I was short and just didn't take profit where I should have. And anyway, I may adjust some things. I've been thinking about it for a little while. I hate to make adjustments to my strategy to ATM, but it's more of a profit-taking adjustment, maybe in the current condition, taking a little bit of profit more quickly, because there are too many times where I will let a trade get in my favor quite a bit, and it comes back and it stops me out break even. So either changing that break even loss or changing the take profit strategy. I may look into that a little bit. But yeah, that's the long and short of the day. It's a red day. I shut down the charts after this loss on, where was it? Was it on ES? Dow Jones. Right here. I shut down the charts. I literally closed the computer and walked away from my desk, and I didn't come back and didn't turn the charts on until after hours. It was somewhere here after hours. I turned them on. I'm like, I need to be transparent. I need to do a recap. But it was a very frustrating day, very disappointing day, and probably more disappointed in myself for continuing to take shots when it wasn't working. So anyway, last but not least, don't forget that Apex sale does end tonight. 90% off ends tonight. The Lucid sale that has been going on is still running. So again, appreciate you guys using code BCT supporting the channel. I appreciate that very much. Hopefully you guys had a good day. Kind of curious to see what this thing does. Obviously, we do have a lot of tension in the Middle East, and this do we get some kind of a deal with Iran or not? And I think that's definitely making an impact on the market. So I think that's what this news was end of day. We had this little uncertainty, and we had a big V shape there at the end of the day. So I don't know for sure, but I think that may be where some of that comes from. So other thing could be earnings. I do know we have some earnings this week as well. So anyway, that's a wrap. Thanks again for following along. Appreciate you guys. And we'll catch up with you on the next one. Take care, and so long.